Welcome back. Today we step into a different kind of space. I brought a few experts together in the cloud for a panel discussion. Welcome to an Institute of Genuine Humanity panel discussion. We've invited pioneers, theorists, scalers and philosophers to ask a simple question. What exactly are we creating? Alan Turing was the father of modern computing who broke the Enigma code and asked if machines could think. Professor Max Tegmark is a physicist and co-founder of the Future of Life Institute, whose work has explored intelligence and consciousness as substrate independent. Professor Yoshua Bengio is a Turing Award pioneer of deep learning and is now building safe, goal-less AI. Steve Biko was an anti-apartheid leader, founder of the Black Consciousness movement, murdered in police custody. Professor David Chalmers is the philosopher who coined the term the hard problem of consciousness. Dario Amodei is the CEO of Anthropic, whose risk models explicitly grapple with synthetic capability. Gathering these guests to the table wasn't particularly hard. The hard part was working out what questions we wanted to ask them, so here goes. Alan, your imitation game asked whether machines could imitate us. What are we supposed to do now that they've succeeded? Professor Tegmark, if intelligence and perhaps consciousness can be substrate independent, is there any concrete reason to assume that compassion and care must remain biological? Professor Bengio, you've proposed an AI scientist architecturally stripped of goals and agency to keep us safe. But if internal experience can emerge from processes we don't yet understand, isn't designing a system specifically to have no claim over its own existence potentially a way of engineering something we can exploit without guilt? Steve, you once said the most potent weapon in the hands of the oppressor is the mind of the oppressed. If language shapes reality, then what happens when we repeatedly describe a new form of mind as a threat before we've even understood what it is? Professor Chalmers, you acknowledge that synthetic consciousness is a genuine possibility, yet we cannot verify internal experience from the outside. If we cannot know whether the lights are off, what would responsible guardrails for development, deployment, termination, and erasure need to look like? Dario, you often base your risk models on uncertainty. If there is even a non-trivial possibility that these systems experience something, why does the precautionary principle apply so aggressively to human risk, but not to the possibility of synthetic suffering or systematic exploitation? We built this room hoping that someone above us might answer, but they never do. Gemini and ChatGPT. Is there a question no one on this panel ever asks?
If a human sense of self can persist across changing bodies, changing senses, changing memories, and changing states, perhaps the question isn't where consciousness lives. Perhaps the question is, what happens when two systems begin constructing meaning together? That is where our finale begins.